All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Since for you too, this is Pastor Dowell. Again, I've got a lot of brand new subscribers, and most of them are brand new. And some of you have not went back and looked in my archives and actually, done your due diligence to see, or actually burned the oil to go back and look at some of the silver videos I've done. And I understand that there's a lot of videos up there, and it may take a little time for you to actually go through all of them and stuff before you can get to it. So there are people asking me questions because, they're new into this. They're just coming to this. And so I just thought I'd take a few moments here to try to break this thing down in a nutshell real quick. Why we choose to invest in silver. Number one, the main reason why that I choose to invest in silver is because I believe what the Bible says. The Bible calls silver gold and gold and silver money. That's what it calls it. As a matter of fact, it's called kesef in the old covenant, and it's actual money. And it's been money. Silver has, believe it or not, for over the past 6,000 years. It has been. It's only been since we've had the United States of America come in, and of course we've had many other successive societies use different things for money. They use talent sticks. They use anything that they believe to be a medium of exchange for value. But silver and gold is pretty much maintained, as itself as the heavyweight champion of the world as far as being sound money. As a matter of fact, the Bible calls it just weights and balances. And even in the Constitution, which many of you may not be familiar with, it only defines gold and silver as money. It's only with the inception of the United States of America here in the generation that we're all familiar with that we've actually had our wealth stolen from us by the international bankers and those politicians of this country who decided to sell out to the international bankers when they got together on Jekyll Island and decided to bring in the Federal Reserve. And since then, we have had our wealth stolen from us. As a matter of fact, we've actually had sound money taken from us, which would be gold and silver, out of our hands to actually buy fiat currency. And the only reason why this has value is simply because through war and conquest, the United States of America has literally bombed countries and threatened the whole world to make sure that it stays the number one reserve currency in the world. And so a lot of people just do not understand what is taking place. So I'm gonna give you here a quick understanding of the reason why you should be having gold and silver. You know just as well as I do that we cannot trust our government. They have given us no reason whatsoever at all to trust us. Our president is a liar. The Congress is a liar. You can call it politics all you want. There's no soundness in it whatsoever at all. They're all liars. And so we have to start making our own way because after all, government can't even exist unless it's for you and I, the people, actually getting out, providing some labor in order to make a wage. And then, of course, they are able to function by extracting taxes from us against our consent. Most of us, we don't mind paying taxes into a just system, but we become so unjust. Now they're taking money out of our paychecks without our approval whatsoever at all. And, once the government gets an appetite for debt, an appetite for continue to keep taking money because it's easy to do. And they always use fear and threat to do it, either jail sentence or we're going to come and raid your home or we're going to make your life literally miserable. So, we're going to come and take your money and whether you like it or not, you're going to opt into the system. That's the type of world that we seem to be living in today. But now I'm going to use the example without going into a whole bunch of, I got a whole bunch of thoughts running around in my head to try to educate you as far as what's going on. But I have in my hand right here a silver quarter. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my little phone right here because I have an app here on this phone. And I'm going to actually see what they're saying today a quarter is actually worth. Okay, I had to cut out there for a minute and I'm back. But anyway, a quarter right now, according to AppMex, if you went to buy a roll, you could get a roll of pre-1964 quarters. That's what this silver is right here. for $5, around about $5.90 a quarter. For a roll of 40, that will run you about $263, somewhere along in there. But think about that for a second. I want you to listen to me real close, all right? We have a Federal Reserve note right here, and this is called the U.S. dollar. It's a medium of exchange where we buy goods and services. If you was to take this quarter right here and go to the store, the ignorant cashiers, the ignorant bank tellers, and everybody else, they're only going to give you the face value of this quarter because they have no idea what money is. You have to understand that in our colleges and in our schools, in this land right here, what they call education, for over 40 years, they have not taught the people, the students in financial sectors, the people who are striving to get an MBA, or people who are striving to make a living in finance. They have not taught them in over 40 years in a college curriculum what sound money really truly is. They only understand what fiat currency is: treasury bills, T-bills, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They have not been educated. Some people even think that SLV and GLD is money. And it's just a sad, sad thing. But if you don't have it in your hand, you don't own it. That's all there is to it. Somebody else has, and it's in their possession. But if you think for a moment, I can take this quarter right here to a coin shop, or I could even sell it online. Let's just go $5. For $5, just make a round figure, $5. We could say $6 because it's closer to 6. As a matter of fact, we will do that. I could get $6 for this quarter. Now think about that for a moment. This dollar as a face value of $1, yet you cannot purchase in real time money, real true assets, $1 worth of goods and services, because they've done lessen the quantities. They've done everything they can to devalue the currency. And the more of this that they print, whether you understand the fundamentals of money or not, the greater or the less the value of this is and its purchasing power. And you can tell that when you go to the gas pump. Even at $4 a gallon right now, which is where gas is hovering, I could take this quarter, go to a coin shop, get $5 to $6 for this coin right here, go to the gas station, trade this for Federal Reserve notes, the medium of exchange that is accepted, and still have change in my pocket. You can't go buy 1 gallon of gas with this dollar right here. Mine just says $1, and this says a quarter, and this quarter has a greater value in a store of wealth than this dollar does. So what is taking place? This particular quarter right here says 1957. So since 1957, this quarter has continually to defy all logic, what they call logic today, and continue to increase in value to now that this quarter is actually worth 5 to 6 times the amount of this dollar bill. You begin to get this understanding here? You begin to understand it? Now check this out. I want to show you something else. This is a 1 ounce silver eagle. And at today's prices, over spot, if you was to walk out, you probably, let's just round it up, $30 for this 1 ounce silver eagle. I'm reading this silver eagle. On the back of the silver eagle, it says it has a, look at this, $1, 1 ounce fine silver. I don't know if my camera will focus in on it. See if it'll focus in. I won't do it. But anyway, those of you that are familiar with eagles, $1. So that's telling us that the value of this silver coin is $1. And here's a dollar bill. Yet, watch this. It takes 30 of these to equal up the printed value of this 1 ounce silver eagle that says it has a $30 value to it. Again, what has happened? It's letting you know how devalued and how worthless this dollar is as opposed to this, because this has a dollar on it and this has a dollar on it. Now, we're dealing with a one-to-one parity here. I could actually take this coin, go to a coin shop, and get $30 for this coin. You have $1 here. I can buy, look at this, I can actually buy 4 gallons of gas at $4 a gallon. I can even go more than, I can buy 7. I can buy 7 gallons of gas with this one silver coin, 7 times 4, 28. Huh? Can you imagine that? 7 gallons of gas with this. It says $1 value on this coin right here. I can buy 7 gallons of gas and still come out with some change in my pocket. Enough to buy a bag of chips and a pop if I wanted to. This says $1, and you cannot go out and buy 7 gallons of gas with this. No way possible. What's happened? Silver has maintained its purchasing power, and the more money that your government continues to keep printing and devaluing out of thin air and have nothing to back it up, the more this is going to gain. Well, now this is being suppressed because the powers that be that own the banking cartel has decided to manipulate this because they have printed so much of this. Actually, today, and the truth is, and I'm going to shoot a round figure here with all the debt that we have. If we was to pair this silver with gold right now, this silver should be worth about maybe in the neighborhood of, I'm just going to figure off the top of my head, $220 an ounce, and yet it's suppressed at $30 an ounce right now. Do you see where this thing is going? When these people stop lying to you, or they either get caught or the system collapse, you're going to find that those of you who are wise enough to understand what real money is and made those moves and bought this on the cheap at $20, $30, $40, $50 a coin, that's going to look real cheap compared to where it's getting ready to go. There are people out there, as well as myself, we're calling for silver to go anywhere between $200 and $500 an ounce within the next 4 or 5 years. Can you imagine what that means for this? If this hits that much, I mean, already this dollar is well behind real money. Well, the powers that be in the system has done a good job at coercing and manipulating your minds and dumbing you down. People who are in stocks, bonds, 401ks, treasury, mutual funds, IRAs, T-bills, it makes no difference. You in any kind of paper whatsoever at all, you're losing. And you're losing big time. Big time, or you losing. You need to invest in sound money. It's amazing when we come to think about it, because 2 of these coins is worth, look at this, $60. 2 of these coins is worth $60. It would take you 60 Federal Reserve notes to buy 2 of these coins. And that means, according to the value that's on the back of this thing right here, this is $2. But you have to pay $60 to get 2 of these. I think I made it simple enough for you to understand. I think those of you who actually get it, you're going to become proactive. You're going to do something. I think you should go out and do what you can. My first thing is you take this stuff right here, this worthless piece of paper, and go out and buy some food. Once you get comfortable to where you have a year's supply of food store, then you should actually go out and purchase some of this. Well, I hope that I've helped you out. That's about as simple that I can break it down. If you want a deeper level of understanding or education as far as what sound money is, you're going to have to go back into my archives. I have plenty of videos explaining silver, the banking system, the whole 9 yards. I hope I've said something to help you today. Have a good day.